everyone, it's Terry Vanover, and I'm glad to see you here today. I'm a divorce strategist with Choosing to Rise, and I help you come through divorce without being legally, financially, and emotionally devastated. But just as importantly, I help you to heal from toxic relationships so that you don't make those same mistakes again. So, we're going to be talking about anxiety and stress during this very difficult time. And it's really, really important that you manage your stress so you can be the best parent that you can be, so that you can make the best decisions, so that you're not letting, anxiety and stress and overwhelm ruin your present time right now. And listen, I know, I'm seeing on Facebook, everyone's like, oh, read a book, enjoy your children, enjoy this time. And, I'm kind of like, I get it. I get it. But I kind of am like, you know what? For some people, this is a really, really difficult time. And it's not so easy just to sit here and oh, just enjoy your children and, just read a book and relax and take a bath. And I get what they're saying. I get the message. I am all about being present. I really am. I preach that, right? And I believe that. I'm a mom. And it warms my heart when little Maddie's like, oh, I love spending, she said to me right before I got on the video, y'all, it'll be a miracle, by the way, if she doesn't come in here because I'm on video number 3. So that's okay. But I'm like living the moment, right? Just going with what is the flow. But she said to me oh my God, I love spending time with you, mommy. Talk about the mommy guilt, right? But I'm like, I'm great. I'm grateful for this time with you too, right? So I am really about being present, right? And I struggle with that. I struggle with being a present mom, but I'm working really hard at it. So I understand. So I'm going to give you some real tips and some other things that are going to take some work on your part to let go of the anxiety and stay present and try to get back some of your joy. But I know it's not easy, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend it is. I'm not going to pretend that because I get it. And I really wish that when I was going through my divorce, I had someone on my team that kind of helped keep me grounded. That's why I do what I do. I'm going to go through my story and why I do what I do, because it is difficult. When I was going through my divorce, there wasn't even a worldwide pandemic going on, but the freaking world was crashing down. I lost my home. I lost my mom when I was going through my divorce, on top of losing my marriage, and lost on my financial security because I was making some shitty financial decisions at that time because I was pretty overwhelmed and in the middle of chaos and not thinking clearly at all, right? So if you're feeling that way, sister, I hear you. I get it. It is overwhelming. It is stressful. I'm not going to pretend it's not. I'm not. But I certainly wish I had some of the strategies that I'm giving you today to help me during this time. And I certainly wish I had someone helping me get back to my resourcefulness and get back to my intelligence, because I was off in cuckoo land there for a long time. And when I came through it, I recognized all the mistakes I made. And that's why I do what I do, because I want to help people get back to their strength, get back to their sense of resourcefulness and their resilience. So the first tip that I want to share with you is to just breathe. I do meditate and I do practice a lot of mindfulness exercises. So if it's new for you, I understand you don't have to make it complicated. Really, I've been posting a lot about my meditation apps. You can learn this. It is easy. All it is really simply is just getting in touch with your breaths, just getting focused on your breath. So that's the first thing. When you're going through stress, when you're going through anxiety, what happens is your body actually physically will shut down and you actually start breathing shallow. And so it's important to take in that oxygen so that your body can get back to a way of functioning. So just get back to your breath. Do that a couple of times, and that will help immediately. And then the next thing I want you to do is start to question your thoughts. Look, I'm guilty of it. That's kind of my thing, right? I've had to really be mindful in how I show up in my relationships because I tend, I'll be honest, I tend to go to a negative. My thoughts are very negative and they're blaming and they're critical. My poor husband, right? And that's why I say, and if you have watched my videos, you'll see how I was a critical, controlling person before. And so I have to be really super mindful of bringing my thoughts back to a place of love and kindness because my thoughts go to that negativity and blame. And I have to question my thoughts, right? My thoughts will be like, you don't love me. You don't do this, right? They go to blaming and they go to like that dark place. And so the first step, question your thoughts and say to yourself, wait, is that true? So I do a lot of Byron Katie's work. So if you haven't checked out her work, she is a coach for coaches actually, but she coaches the public, but us coaches love her. And she has some really kind of practical work that she does on questioning thought. Is that true? No, you usually can't even prove it's true. So questioning those thoughts and then what happens when you believe that thought, right? When I believe the thought like my husband doesn't love me, that thought is pretty detrimental to our relationship. And who would I be without that thought? I would be an open, loving, less anxious person. So questioning those thoughts and doing the work on that can help you. So the first thing is just like stopping yourself, acknowledging that thought, and then say, I don't have to believe that. Your thoughts are not your reality. You can question that thought. You don't have to believe that thought. It's not reality. The world is going to end. That's a thought. It doesn't make it reality, right? I hate being with this person. So if you're quarantined with someone, or this person is making me miserable, that's a good one. That's one where I would go. I'll be honest. I'll go there. Is that true? No, because you know what? Here's the truth. Like you're making yourself miserable. It's the thought that's making you miserable. So you can let go of that thought and choose joy. You can choose another path, taking responsibility for yourself and taking responsibility for your thoughts. And here's the great thing. You're no longer a victim to that person. When you take responsibility for yourself and take responsibility for your thoughts, you're no longer a victim to that person. And it's very empowering. Then you can say, oh yeah, you know what? I don't have to believe that. I'm not going to believe that at all. Okay? So taking some breaths, taking accountability for your thoughts and not necessarily believing those thoughts, questioning those thoughts. And then another thing, if you really find yourself going down the rabbit hole, a tool that I give my clients is to, when I hear this word, this is a key for me. Like, well, what if the divorce never happens? What if I'm stuck in the house with them for 6 weeks? I can't live. Okay, so answer that question. What if? What if my divorce is postponed? Chances are your divorce is postponed. Okay, if it hasn't happened, okay, it's not really going to change anything. It's kind of just status quo. What if you have to live with this person for 6 more weeks? Answer that question. All right, I'm going to do this, and this. I'm going to put this in place. I'm going to do this. We'll do this. Like, answer this. You start answering that question because when your brain starts going from problem solving mode out of the anxiety mode, it actually will help you. It actually changes you physiologically because you've switched over to problem solving mode. And once you're in problem solving mode, it really helps, right? So getting your breath, getting in touch with yourself, going, what if? Oh, well, this is how I'll solve that problem, right? And so that is key. And then lastly would be, I find that anxiety is really your body's way of telling you something's wrong. There's a disconnect emotionally. And what I help my clients do is I help them really resolve that deeper inner issue. So if you're finding yourself anxious a lot, it's usually a signal that there's something deeper within, and you need to heal something deeper. And what I find is, like, when I work with my clients, we get to the deeper childhood trauma issues and we resolve those. And what happens is that it's just manifesting itself in your adult relationships. So we work on that. So if you find that you're anxious all the time, you're lonely all the time, you're second guessing yourself all the time, there's a deeper childhood issue. And once we work on that and once we heal that, all the anxiety disappears, all the second guessing disappears, all that stuff goes away. So it's really, it's phenomenal to see that happen. So like I said, I have, so those are my tips. So I've been there, I've done that. My divorce was like the most horrendous time that I, everything that could go wrong went wrong during that time, losing everything, losing my mom, losing my family support because they had to step up with my mom's stroke. And oh my God, it was just like one thing after another, getting hit by a van, and then that surgery, having surgery and that surgery failing, and da 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 da. I mean, it was just like a snowball that just kept on and on, spiraling downward. And what I learned from that is, after I came through it, was like, oh my God, I really wish I had someone to help me get back to my place of thinking clearly and resourcefulness. And because I really made a lot of mistakes that I, looking back, was like, what the hell? Who was that woman? She was not, I was not who I thought I was at that time. So, I've learned how to heal from that. I've learned how to avoid those, like, just logistical mistakes. That's a big, huge part of it, is avoiding those logistical mistakes. And then along the way, learning how to heal so that I didn't repeat the pattern, because some of those patterns, were creeping into my current marriage. And I don't want to be a statistic. I don't want to be one of those 70% women that goes through another divorce, and I didn't want that. So I learned how to avoid that, and the exercises and the activities that you need to do to heal yourself, and the work that you need to do so you can avoid that. So if you have any questions, if you need any resources, I'm here to support you. Reach out to me. I'm going to be doing a free 3-day training, 3-day workshop on dealing with being stuck with someone you can't stand, right? Like how to manage that, how to deal with that. So I'd love for you, if you have any questions, you have any comments, reach out to me. I give complimentary calls. I'm happy to help you with that. And we'll talk soon. All right. Terry Vanover, talk to you soon. Reach out to me right here on Facebook. Okay. All right. Thanks.